All right, here we go, Coach Reid, the man here at Ohio Wesleyan. What year are we in now?
Started up in 2018 competing, so to sixth year.
Yeah, and you were here a little bit of time before the competition started, right? So you had to build a program.
Yep.
You're known as somebody that builds programs, right? And that's why they brought you on here. I don't want you to go through every single year and grade yourself, but how far do you think you've come? How do you feel you're doing here?
Doing great. It's been a fun ride so far. Obviously, when you start from scratch, there's some bumps in the road, but every year consistently we've gotten better and had a better showing each year at regionals. So we're pretty gung-ho about this year.
Talk about local recruiting. I know you've got guys from Dublin, both Kaufman, Jerome. You've got people from guys from Olentangy Orange. These are communities that are literally like within 20 minutes of Delaware, Ohio, where we're located right now. And then a little bit further beyond and further into even the state of Ohio and Pennsylvania and such. But is it important for you to kind of build a wall around Central Ohio?
Yeah, for sure. It's tough. I mean, Central District pumps out a good quality number of wrestlers that it can make an impact on a lot of rosters. We just got the ball rolling with a lot of those guys because they all kind of knew each other, and then they found out we were recruiting them, and then they helped recruit them. So they already have there's a good tight knit there already in place, and they came here and it got even tighter.
Sounds like that might be a key, is if you get one guy or two or three and they all kind of know each other, that rolls along, right? So you get a little groundswell going there. Do you feel like you finally got that to where you're maybe over a tipping point as far as recruiting goes?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to say too much, but we feel pretty good about some Central District guys we're on already. I think the interest is growing there. When we first started up, I think there was a lot of people curious about what was going to happen here or what's going on. And, we've had 2 graduating classes now, so they're starting to see the beginning of the product and the end of the product, and those people going out in the real world and the type of person they've become.
You've had a few wrestlers come through already that have seen spikes in individual wrestling success. How do you feel like the team in general, if you take a step back, the team in general has grown since you've been here?
The fight's grown tremendously. We've had individuals, in the past classes and everything like that. We've had a thinner team in the past, but our numbers have grown. And with that, the buy-in of the culture, the fight's really dang important to us here in the culture, and that's really taken off, especially in the past year.
Expand a little bit on that culture. Let us behind the curtain. What are we not seeing here that's driving the culture?
Just the guys in the program. Very rarely are they off doing their own thing. They're usually doing stuff together. We talk about a lot as a program. You're a product of your environment. That's really important. We tell a lot of recruits that. But the second you become part of our environment, our culture, you're also a contributor to that environment. And you see programs take off. It's not just Coach McHugh or Coach Hoof or Coach Reid, myself. It's usually the guys holding themselves accountable more than us having to hold them accountable. It hits a different chord, when your teammates are holding you accountable as opposed to us.
You mentioned Coach McHugh. He's second year as a full-time assistant, and I think Sonny was only here 2 years before you. So you're kind of new at even having an assistant and not running everything by yourself. Do you feel like in that way the program and the administration helping you out in that regard has really helped the program in general?
Yeah, for sure. We had strong support in the very beginning. I think it's even grown. There's been some hiring changes at Ohio Wesleyan with a new president coming in, and he's doing a lot of good things. He gets in front of us, he talks about competing and winning, and from a coaching standpoint, that fires you up and gets you going.
Because I didn't realize there was an administration change, so all things good, I'm sure that he supports wrestling, right?
Yes, for sure.
Give us a quick, we talked about culture, we talked about other guys in the room that becomes contagious. Give us a quick recruiting elevator speech on what a student athlete is going to experience here at Ohio Wesleyan.
Sure. Well, I was standing behind you listening to Coach McHugh. This is pretty good. So I'm not going to repeat a lot of that stuff, but it's what we believe in. I think we get recruits on campus and they've been on other visits, and it just doesn't feel right to them. But I think when they get to us, they're kind of blown away because we're 100% transparent. And I sit down, I tell them, I don't have time for fluff. I'm not going to sell you on stuff I don't believe in. I'm going to sell you on what we believe in as a program. And then, you know, if you decide to come to Ohio Wesleyan, you're not just a number. You're one of our guys. And we're going to do everything we can to put you in a position to be successful. Whether that's on the mat or off the mat, academically, socially, it doesn't matter. It's all areas.
A little early in the season yet, but have you had a chance to sit down and maybe put some goals as a team up on the whiteboard and say, we're going to knock these off this year?
Don't even have to put them on the whiteboard. We're always thinking about them. Yeah, we have goals. We talk about them on a daily basis, and then we communicate it on an individual level by person on what we think they need to do to get there.
So let us in. What do you want to do as a team?
You know, obviously, you know, we got an itch to scratch, and that's punching a guy to the national tournament. That's pretty important. You know, you look throughout the history of the program. Every year at regionals, we've had a better and better showing. So obviously, we want to build off that. Last year, we finished 10th in the region, but we finished ahead of teams that outcompeted us during the year. I think that's really important. And you know, regionals is still a ways off. We're just looking at the next opportunity. That's Ohio Northern. I can't remember off the top of my head where we placed at that last year, but I know we had a couple place winners, and you know, we're looking to have more than 2 or 3 place winners at that next opportunity. Then further on down the road, you know, and then we have a Wilmington duel, and then we have Hershey duels, just looking for fight, attitude, and effort. And then, you know, regionals will be here before we know it, and we're just going to build off of last year, and then, you know, we'll get our guys as ready as possible, and then let the chips fall and not feel bad about it either way. Hopefully feel pretty good about it. But that effort and fight will be there, especially with this group. I know that.
All right. What am I missing? What else do you want to say here to us about the Battling Bishops Ohio Wesleyan University wrestling team?
Again, I circle back to the culture aspect of it. It's so important to a program, and it starts, you know, with Coach McHugh, myself, and then Coach Hoof, who's helping out. You're a product of your environment, and you know, we believe in doing everything the right way. Whether it's, you know, walking across campus and you see a piece of trash, you pick it up because it's your campus. You know, you get to class 10 minutes early and you hold the door open for somebody. You wake up in the morning and you think about what you need to do to get better that day, and you start checking off the boxes. I love it.
I love it. You're cranking out better individuals in this program. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.